So I've just finished exploring Bethlin Castle. It's quite an interesting story, to be honest with you. In 1949, it was seized from the family by the communists. Originally built between the 1400s and 1600s, the family owned it for a very long time. And then in 1949, the communists took it away. It kind of goes to show that you don't really own anything in this life. You can think you own something. You can have a trust fund. You can have a piece of paper. You can have a castle. But unless you have a gun, you don't own a thing. Even if you do have a gun, often the people who are trying to take it from you have more guns than you. Kind of a sad revelation to come to, that the bottom line of everything, the bottom line of all ownership on this planet, truthfully, it comes down to violence. Your family can own a castle for 500 years. The government can change, the structure of governance can change, and it will be stolen from you. The family managed to recover it in 2007, and now they're trying to rebuild it, but they don't get to be counts anymore, because when they fled to Austria, they became Austrian citizens. They're no longer Romanian citizens. Once again, paperwork, matrix garbage. I have all this money, I'm a billionaire now, right? People talk about generational wealth. I want to leave something to my kids. Yeah, you can leave something to your kids as long as you're a good slave, as long as you shut up. Because if you talk too loud, they're going to take everything that you want to leave to your kids. They're not going to allow you to have any of it. And you can have a trust fund on some island somewhere far away. But what is a trust fund? A piece of paper? If it's found by people who dislike you enough, a new judge will stamp a new piece of paper and you will lose everything. If you do not have guns, you don't own a thing. Even if you're the count of a castle for 600 years, they will turn up with more guns than you and take it off you. You don't own anything on this planet. And now that I'm a billionaire, coming from the bottom possible echelon of the socioeconomic ladder, now living at the highest possible echelon of the socioeconomic ladder, I've learned that every single thing you acquire along the way isn't even yours. What do you own? You own your soul. You own your integrity. You own the ability to say, I never sold my soul to anyone else. You own the pride you have in yourself when you stick to your word. That's all you really have. Your word is your bond. I know it's a bit cliche. It's an old saying. When a man said, all I have is my word, that'd be something a poor man would say. And I'd argue that it's exactly the same whether you're a poor man or a rich man. I think rich men only have their word exactly the same. Here I am in the countryside, pondering the fact that I don't own anything beside what's inside my heart. I don't own anything but my soul itself, which is why I am so glad I decided to make the choices I have made, regardless of the fact they've tried to take everything from me and they will not stop, because I never owned any of it anyway. On Judgment Day, I will know who I was, and I was a brave man who made a brave choice. And I think as the world changes, which it's starting to do very rapidly now, when they say you will own nothing and be happy, it's just going to be a more blatant, open version of what we currently have now, because currently you don't own anything anyway. They're going to make it clearer and clearer to you that you don't own a single thing. And when they say be happy, you're only going to be happy if you're resisting enslavement, if you are resisting their systems, if you're deciding to fight back against the tyranny which they are bestowing upon you and your bloodline. When they talk about you being happy, happiness is in resistance. That's what happiness is. Happiness has never been anything else for a man but winning a just war against an unjust enemy. For that reason, I guess you could say I'm pretty happy.